Stream's back up.
Yep. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
How's that look?
Looks great. Go for it.
Okay. I like to imagine that it's just like DJ Khaled, where they're always shouting their own name. DJ Jared!
Another one.
And another one. Whenever this Pokemon dies, I'll go, and another one.
Another.
And another one.
Listen, just shouting your own name like you're in a rap song just feels good, you know?
DJ Khaled. This one's DJ Jared.
You know, I'm cool with running it like
Okay.
my life like I'm in a
what we're
rap
gonna
song.
do is we're gonna see if we can get DJ Jared caught up here for just a little bit. So this is gonna turn into a little bit of a grind stream. That's okay. Part of the reason for that is because we've got a good big boss fight coming up.
There is quite literally like 40 steps away from us a boss fight.
And we're also going to see all the stuff that we could have gotten that would have been cooler than this. Anyway, while we're doing that, I meant to save this for the next stream, but why not? There has been something that has been plaguing my existence, not plaguing, but occupying all of my mental capacity for the past maybe week or so.
Nathan, get him out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that every major Nintendo franchise takes place in the same universe in the same timeline.
Are you saying that we're goddamn Tarantinoing this?
Yes. Now this is I'm going to give all my credit here to I've been watching a lot of After Hours Cracked videos here lately. But regardless, I think all Nintendo games, major Nintendo franchises, take place in the same universe. Now, Ian and Rusty, I want you guys to...
So, real quick, Mega Man is a Sega, is owned by Sega.
He's not owned by Sega, he's owned by Capcom.
Or he's owned by Capcom, you're right.
Yes.
I forgot, I'm sorry.
So not a Nintendo property.
So not a Nintendo property. Okay.
But anyway.
No, you're good.
As we do this, Rusty and Ian, I want you to provide criticism and contraposition, if you're able to.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, first criticism.
Yeah.
The Pokemon games do not share a universe in canon.
Yes.
Yes.
We know that there are multiple
Yeah.
universes. I was going to bring up the Legend of
That
Zelda.
doesn't mean that they can't. But hear me out on this one.
Okay.
Okay.
It starts with all of the vaguely medieval Nintendo franchises. The primary ones being Zelda, Fire Emblem, Kid Icarus, and Xenoblade.
Okay.
So these are universes where they have technology, but they're still like humans' primary weapons are things like swords and bows and boomerangs and stuff, and they don't have like combustion engines and electric lights and stuff.
I don't think Xenoblade counts as that.
Like swords and stuff. Okay, starts with, of course, The Legend of Zelda. In The Legend of Zelda, I should counterpoint. All Nintendo games take place in the same universe and the same timeline, sort of. Some have like splitting timelines and stuff, but that's not important. And it's describing an Orwellian apocalypse. I shall continue from there. This is my thesis statement.
Okay.
And let's see if I can bang this out in half an hour.
Nathan is contending that both that Wii Fitness Boxing and Nintendogs are part of this universe.
I said major. The only big one that I can think of that I can't really fit in is Earthbound.
Nathan,
But
I'm gonna be real.
yeah.
Do you remember how big Nintendogs was in 2005?
I'm not saying money making. I'm saying like volume of games.
Volume of content.
So anyway, Legend of Zelda. In the Legend of Zelda series, we see the humans, Hylians, Sheikah, Gerudo.
Hold on.
No.
Run that by me again.
Gerudo.
Okay.
With hard G.
Hard G.
We see them living in relative peace with other sentient races. The Zora, the Rito, the Gorons, etc. And this is a vaguely medieval setting, but humans live in relative harmony with other sentient non-human races. But we see, especially, we know that Breath of the Wild takes place at the end of the Zelda timeline. It's the most recent in the Zelda timeline.
Yeah.
And takes place
Several.
hundreds, if not thousands, of generations after most of the rest of the franchise. But we see humanity in relative peace with the other non-human races. Now, at the end, or in Breath of the Wild specifically, we also see humans and the Sheikah specifically becoming masters of technology. And when I'm making this theory, understand that technology and magic I'm kind of using interchangeably. Because, all the Sheikah stuff is techno-magic.
Yes, DJ Jared. There are holes aplenty in this theory. Continue.
Yeah. So anyway, vaguely, humans and animals living vaguely in the similar, or in relative peace.
Yeah.
Now, my theory posits that as humanity began to master technology, they began to eliminate the other sentient non-human races. The next game in our Nin-Timeline,
God, I hate you.
I was going to say is Xenoblade. In the Xenoblade,
Okay.
we've gotten all non-human sentient races down to just the Nopon, the guy that Ricky is, the little guys.
Yes.
Now, my theory that Xenoblade roughly follows Zelda. We know that in Zelda they really like their glowy sword technology.
Yeah.
The ultimate glowy sword technology is the Monada. We also see that
This sure sounds like Xenoblade Chronicles, I think is the second one.
I don't know anything about the second game.
Yeah.
I barely know anything about the first game. I just know about Xenoblade from Smash.
Listen, this sure sounds like Xenoblade Chronicles elimination here. But
Yeah. But in this timeline, humans have mastered glowy sword technology, culminating with the powerful weapon that is the Monada. We also know from Breath of the Wild that the Sheikah have been experimenting with time manipulation, which may explain Shulk's precognition. The next game in the timeline is Fire Emblem. Or series in the timeline is Fire Emblem.
we have continued to push out other non.
Yes. The only major non-human or non-humanoid sentient race that we see in the Fire Emblem franchise is dragons. And in order to survive in the world with humans, they literally have to take on human form. So that's why all the dragons can change into humans. The final game in this sort of pre-industrialization set of franchises is Kid Icarus. Now, Kid Icarus actually primes us for it. One of the central themes of the Kid Icarus franchise is humanity versus nature. That's Veridi's whole thing. So in that game, besides the residents of Skyworld who live in heaven, humans are basically the only group on the planet. So eventually humans use their mastery of technology not only to eliminate all of the animals, but to imprison them. Fast forward to the Pokemon franchise. Humans are using their superior technology in order to imprison the animals. But eventually, humanity decides that they haven't had enough with just imprisoning animals. They want to use them to power their machines. Boom! Sonic the Hedgehog. In Sonic the Hedgehog, we see Dr. Robotnik, and we don't know how many other humans using animals to power their machines. But in Sonic the Hedgehog, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, who is a self-described freedom fighter liberating the animals from these robots. So, Sonic leads the animal revolution. Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
if we eliminated all of the non-humans,
The sentient non-humans.
the sentient non-humans,
Yes.
how did Sonic become sentient?
I mean, presumably evolution.
Okay.
I mean, we already see in the Pokemon franchise that there are very intelligent Pokemon. Think your Alakazams or your Mr. Mimes,
Right.
taking on human-like qualities. So
Okay.
there's still evolution. Literally in the Pokemon franchise, there's evolution.
So what killed the Pokemon?
What's that?
Why did we transition from Pokemon to
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog? I'm sorry. That's just stupid. That's the most stupid sentence I've had to say all day.
No, it makes
And
sense.
I have worked with some customers today.
It makes sense. Humanity goes from using and just imprisoning Pokemon with their superior technology to using animals as a power source for that technology.
Okay.
So anyway, Sonic leads a animal rights revolution and frees themselves to get them on relatively even footing with humans. Then we hit the major linchpin of the Nintendo franchise, which is, of course, the Super Mario series. Now, first of all, I would like to point out that they've already put a lot of hints into the fact that Sonic and Mario may take place in the same universe. We see them competing against each other in places like Smash Bros. And in the Olympics. Now, you may be thinking, well, if Sonic came before the Mario series, then why are they competing together in the Olympics? And I'm going to assume that that takes place using whatever magic or technology allows Mario to race go-karts with his infant self. Presumably, they're using some sort of time travel technology that's been established. So there's no reason why they couldn't use the same time travel technology to let Mario and Sonic play together at the Tokyo Olympic Games. So, in this next prong, I would like to examine Mario's relationships with 3 other major Nintendo characters. Yes.
We'll table this.
Why is that?
We're going to table this discussion.
No, we've got some time. We need to grind. So,
Our viewers
yeah.
want us to table the discussion.
What's that?
We will come back to this.
No, this is something we need to talk about. It's been burning at me.
I'm sure it has been,
Yeah.
but our viewers are asking us to not talk about this. He wants to go back to sports, which I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
So, here's what I'll ask.
Yes.
Go ahead and pause.
Okay, let's put a pin in here.
Yeah.
I will take questions now.
Okay.
And Rusty, I have noticed that you have been oddly silent.
I am.
Dan, we love you.
Love you too, Dan.
Just kind of dumbfounded by.
I know, right? It makes sense.
No,
No,
that's not what I'm dumbfounded by. Did you accidentally run into the... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was just a thing.
Oh, you could have had a Togetic here,
But I didn't.
but you got another goddamn grass type.
Yeah, I did.
So, I guess...
Yeah, I'll pause for questions.
So I guess I want to make a comment here.
Okay.
So, for a long time...
Yeah.
That I've been growing up...
Yeah.
Nathan doesn't really, come up with theories.
Yeah.
And so, him just, going at this
Yeah.
has, put me on the back foot. Because I'm like,
Did I swoosh you?
what is this?
Well, I wanted to save this for next stream, but
Yeah.
we had a grind session. We've already gone over the one thing I want to talk about today. So I figured we had time to go over this thing. But I will take questions now.
Okay, so I guess, my question is, how do we the biggest questions are the transition from series to series.
Yeah.
So is it the same planet?
Presumably.
Okay. What about all of the series we know that do not take place on Earth?
Just because it's called by a different name doesn't mean it's not Earth.
Like,
A rose by any other name still smells as sweet.
well, the Star Fox series doesn't have Earth. If I'm
I'll get there.
okay. Well,
Let's limit the discussion
I
to
wanna
the series
know-
we have talked about so far.
Nathan, I want to
Yeah.
know what are the two franchises that you realized were the same franchise that got you started on this train of thought?
I'm trying to remember. I'm going to say spoilers.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so I bet it's Kirby. I bet Kirby's one of them because of Shiver Star. God damn it! God damn it that I know that.
We'll talk about Shiver Star. Again, let's limit this discussion to the franchises I've already brought up.
Yes, it does. But again, that's kind of spoilers on down the lane. Earth has gotten destroyed in some.
We'll get there.
I'm answering the question.
Yeah.
From.
If he has any questions, let me know.
He said, "Does Earth get destroyed?" Yes.
We'll get there.
In some universes, yes. God damn it! I hate that. I hate that I know where you're going with that.
I don't think... damn it. Okay.
Did you just get frenzy planted?
No, I got disappointed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
DJ Jared?
Yep.
We're sorry.
You're dead. Okay. But does anybody have any questions on the franchises we have
okay.
discussed?
So, I guess my question is like how does it transfer from The Legend of Zelda to, I think you said, Xenoblade?
Yes. Just a lot of time. Same way you go from Zelda game to Zelda game, and the world looks so different. It's just a lot of time has passed. Presumably, in that time, humanity has really been working on their glowy sword technology.
Well, like the physics from that game are not the same.
Well, I mean, gameplay
Yeah.
mechanics are going to differ, but that's gameplay mechanics.
Yeah. Well, it's not just gameplay mechanics. It's like the physics of the universes, how things work.
I'm not sure that I agree with that.
DJ Jared, that's for you, buddy.
I mean, we still know that gravity exists.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm saying there are powers and energies that exist in some of these games that don't in others.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they don't exist. It's just either humanity has forgotten about them, or people aren't using them, or you just don't encounter them.
So I guess my question is
I'm not encountering an elephant right now. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
yeah. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is why is the Triforce not in
Xenoblade? Who says it isn't?
Okay, fair, I guess.
You can't prove something doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Rusty, let me take this. Okay, but that's the onus is on you to prove that it does. You have the.
And I think I've laid down a pretty good, convincing evidence.
Okay.
Humanity has used their superior mastery of glowy sword technology and other things like precognition and time travel to defeat all other sentient human races. We already see them on the decline. There's only 3 left in Breath of the Wild. They got it down to 1 by the time we hit Xenoblade.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is, what about the different deities? What happened to Hylia and the other 3 goddesses?
Yeah.
Were they replaced by these other gods?
We see that there is a whole Greek pantheon in Kid Icarus. Who's not to say that there isn't a Hylia floating around, and they just don't bring her up because she's dormant in Zelda. She's taken on a human form. Presumably, there's some Zelda-looking girl in the Xenoblade franchise who doesn't even know she's got the bloodline of the gods.
Okay,
because that has been lost to time, as many things even in our world have been. Do we have any other questions?
DJ Jared, so where is the technology? Like, okay,
Between Zelda and Xenoblade in
yeah.
the Monada. And other Magitech. I think, like, Fiora flies around in tech.
Yeah.
And that's not to say, like, humans' mastery of technology doesn't ebb and flow as cultures rise and fall,
Right.
but in general, they're going to trend toward becoming more masterful of technology.
So I guess my question is, how, like, what is it that transitions from series to series? Like, because obviously...
Nothing but time.
Well, what I'm saying is there's obviously, like complete loss of records in human history.
Yeah,
like,
those things happen.
Yeah,
You know, occasionally your Ganons win.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the, on the scale, like, on that scale, that's not
I mean, we even see that in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
There's just such a sheer amount of time that only legends and rumors of previous things exist.
Yes, but I'm saying we can literally go back, thousands of years right now in our culture.
Yeah.
And we can find evidence and pieces of that. Why is that not happening in this?
Well, first of all, these people don't have the technology that we have. Most of the franchises we've talked about are pre-industrial revolution. They don't have combustion engines and electric lighting.
Okay, fine. You brought up Mario.
Yeah.
Which is
we'll get there.
What I'm saying is you brought up Mario, so I think it's fair that I can say it. So Mario is in.
No, you stopped me before I could really get it.
Okay.
But we brought up like Pokemon.
Yeah. Like
that's post industrial revolution.
Right. So we have they have the technology. You would agree with me that they would probably have like the the anthropology and the archaeology technology of a similar content.
Yeah.
That. Okay. He's gonna be back. But you see where my point is getting to.
Yeah.
And so I'll let you think of a response for that.
Well, and part of it is who's saying that like those strides in archaeology aren't happening. We're just focusing on Mario chasing after a Bowser, or we're focusing on our kids' shot at being a sports champion.
Hey, pause for just a second so DJ Jared can step away for a minute.
Yeah.
You brought him in,
and
now he needs to step out for a minute, and he doesn't want to miss it.
Yeah. But you understand my broader point of just because the game isn't focusing on that doesn't mean that those strides aren't happening.
Yeah, but you're okay. Well, I'll wait for him to get back.
He's back.
Okay. So you're positing that this is happening. It's just because of the limited scope of the video game. It's not.
I'm not even what I'm necessarily saying is maybe it is happening and we're not seeing it.
Well,
in our society, we've really only got even kind of solid recollections of about the last maybe 2,000 years, maybe.
Yeah,
like written history.
Yeah, and that's fair. But what I'm saying is, like, we can go back and see evidence of these cultures.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And they are completely wiped from the slate.
I'm not sure that they necessarily are.
I am. They're. What happened to the Greek pantheon in Pokemon? Where are those? Like, where is that power? Has that transition is Arceus so powerful that because we know the history of the universe in Pokemon.
Oh my god, that's why there's multiple copies of legendary Pokemon.
Rusty, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a point here. Hold on. But like we know that in Pokemon, we know that Arceus created the universe.
We know that Sinnoh legends say it did.
Okay. But that's been contextualized with the power that Giratina has to create its own goddamn universe.
No, it has to create portals to the distortion world.
That it created.
It didn't create it.
Yes, it did.
It didn't create it.
That is in Pokemon lore.
No. It was Arceus put it in the distortion world because it was too violent and dangerous to be in our world.
Okay. But what I'm saying is...
Now, it shapes it, definitely.
Yeah.
But...
Well, what I'm saying is that Arceus, you know,
But
the fact that Arceus put it in the goddamn distortion world,
Yeah.
At least.
well, we know that universe hopping is a thing.
Yeah.
For wormholes and stuff.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it's been proven in the context in Pokemon lore that Arceus was the catalyst for the Pokemon universe.
Yes. Or at least the Sinnoh legend says it was. I think those may be a little bit unreliable narrations. We know we don't trust the Pokedex to say that Dragonite can fly around the world in 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours or whatever. Yes. Yeah. Because that's the machinations of 10-year-old people doing this.
Just while we've got 15 minutes, can I exposit the rest of mine?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I would like to look at Mario's relationships with 3 of the animals that we know live in the same world as him. The first is I would like to look at Mario's relationship with Yoshi. Now, we know that Yoshi found before he was even born, Mario, having been accosted by a stork, or been accosted by Kamek while he was being carried, and the stork on the way to being born.
Yeah.
Yoshi takes care of Mario and delivers him back to his parents where he can be born. That's the game.
Yeah.
Despite this, we know that Mario mistreats Yoshi. There's no two ways about it. Mario is superior to Yoshi. What?
No, keep going.
Mario sees himself as Yoshi's master. He rides on Yoshi. He has no problem kicking Yoshi into a pit to get himself a jump boost. They have explicitly said that his animation in Super Mario World is him punching Yoshi in the head in order to get him to spit his tongue out to eat an enemy. In Super Mario Odyssey, we see that the only people that, or only one of his friends, that Mario ever overshadows, eliminates the free will of with his cap throws, are Yoshi and Bowser, his sworn enemy. He is treating his supposed friend just as well as he's treating his worst enemy in the world. Next, I would like to look at Mario, and we know that Yoshis are sentient creatures. They have a language, they have a culture, they live on an island in societies, they have the ability to presumably change a child's diaper, they can drive cars and play sports. So yeah, we know that Yoshis are intelligent creatures. The next one I would like to look at is I would like to examine Mario's relationship with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is Mario's oldest relationship, the game Donkey Kong. Again, we see Mario being kind of, and you can watch a bunch of clickbait videos on this, Mario and Donkey Kong have a very strong rivalry. Not only Donkey Kong, but the generations of Donkey Kongs. That will be a topic someday, I promise. I'm just a little bit checked out.
I'm reading stream, mate.
Yes. So we know that Donkey Kong and Mario have had a long storied history together. We know that Mario imprisoned Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong 2. But... I'm sorry, buddy. Anyway, Mario and Donkey Kong. Did you know? Okay, Ian, I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah?
How many games are in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong franchise? Before you look it up, and I do want you to look it up, guess.
It's like, there's a surprising amount. There's like 4 or 5, isn't there?
Look it up. There's going to be a wham moment here, I promise.
Oh, God, I forgot about these. God damn it. Seven.
Over 7 games, purely centered on Mario's conflicts with Donkey Kong. They are very clearly setting up a conflict between humanity and animals. Lastly,
you are absolutely more important in this conversation. 100%.
No, you are 1000% more important than this conversation.
Lastly, I would like to examine Mario's relationship with Bowser. Bowser is, of course, King Koopa. He's the leader of the Koopa Troop, a race of turtle people. Again, we know that these turtle people are very intelligent. They're much more intelligent than your common animal. They have the ability to drive cars. They have the ability to play Mario parties. They have the ability to officiate the Olympics. These are very intelligent creatures. And again, Mario systematically destroys them. So, my posit here, and this is conjecture, I will admit, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Bowser lead the animal revolution to destroy humanity and kick it off the planet. We see...
Is this what leads to Star Fox?
Hold on. I will get there. So we see in the Mario franchise that humans, despite the fact that the game seems to take place in about our era, New Donk City looks very similar to New York.
Yes.
We see that humans have a much greater mastery of space travel than we see in our worlds. The moon is a wedding destination. They can take a taxi to the moon. We see in Super Mario Galaxy that interplanetary travel is a lot easier than it is in our universe. So, humans are either killed or kicked off the planet. I think some combination of the two. Here, the game split into two different perspectives. What happens to the humans, and what happens to the remaining animals. First...
Yes, this has been at least 2 animal rights revolutions so
correct. One to give animals equal status to humans, and one animals overcoming humanity.
Okay.
Using their superior animal powers. First of all, I would like to examine what happened to the humans after they got kicked off the planet. They took their warlike domineering tendencies to aliens. Specifically, the aliens you may see in, let's say, a game series like Metroid. Those games are about humanity shooting with laser cannons any aliens they come across. Just full stop. That is human versus alien.
Hey.
We see them in the Federation Force.
Thank you so much for stopping in. Feel free to stop in anytime, and it's a lot of fun to have you around. Thank you so much, TJ Jared.
Thank you so much for stopping in, buddy.
All right.
Okay, so humanity in conflict with aliens.
Can you confirm to me that Earth has been lost in Metro?
What's that?
Can you confirm to me that Earth
I don't think it's ever mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, time to do some research.
Yes, but Samus isn't much of a historian. She's a bounty hunter who goes and kills aliens. The next game in the Humans vs. Aliens stories, or the next franchise in the Humans vs. Aliens franchise, is the perspective of the aliens, specifically the alien Kirby. Kirby is, of course, a Star Warrior, I think is the name of the race, from the planet Popstar. He is an alien. In Kirby and the Crystal Shards, the Nintendo 64 game, we see Kirby visiting a post-apocalyptic Earth. We know that humanity isn't there. It's overrun by machines and non-human creatures. But in that same game, we also see Kirby striking up a friendship with a little girl named Adeline. She is the little girl with the human paintbrush. Kirby's friendship with Adeline proves to humanity that they can, in fact, get along with other species. They lead humanity into a more cooperative area where they can get along with other races. I'm going to put a pin in humanity's growth there and go back to what happened with the aliens. We know that the animals. We know that the aliens took over Earth because they are the rulers of Earth in Splatoon. Splatoon specifically states they live in a post-humanity Earth where where humans were killed. So that kind of ties into there. Animals have also developed their own technology. They've invented Splatoon guns, they built their own cities, their own societies, their own combustion engines and electric lightings and everything. Eventually, they have to develop interplanetary travel. Boom! Star Fox. Star Fox is about animals taking to the stars and having Star Wars. and kind of their own fumbling steps into the cosmos. Eventually, Kirby teaches humanity that they can get along with other races. So they do. Eventually, humans, aliens, and animals all reconcile, and instead of putting that energy into war, let's say they put that energy into, I don't know, racing cars real fast. Boom! F-Zero. Who better to lead the society where humans and animals have reunited than a human-animal hybrid, Captain Falcon? Boom! Boom! So, we know.
I have a problem with this. Nathan, hold on.
Hold on. No, I need to finish this. I'm very close.
Okay.
We know that Star Fox and Star Fox and F-Zero cross over constantly. In one of the endings to the DS game, Star Fox game, I forget what it's called, one of the endings there is Fox and Falco retiring to become F-Zero racers. I posit that another connection between the two games is that we see the character James McCloud in the Star Fox series. Now, James McCloud is Fox's dad and is a fox in Star Fox, but the James McCloud we see in F-Zero is a human who dresses exactly like Star Fox and drives a ship that looks very similar to an Arwen. I posit that they are not actually the same character. I posit that in this timeline, Fox and Falco retire, become famous F-Zero racers. Eventually, Fox has an adopted human son. We know that he does not marry Crystal in that timeline. He adopts a human son because humanity and animality, whatever that's called, have reconnected. He adopts a human son that he names after his father, James McCloud. James McCloud then becomes this playable F-Zero racer that you see in the F-Zero franchise. So, humanity, animality, and alienity. We see that, for example, there's a racer in Star Fox series called Octoman that looks like he could be like right out of a Splatoon game. He's an octopus man. So we see that humanity and animanity and alienity all coming together and putting their resources not into war, but into racing cars real fast. Isn't that dope? Isn't that what we want? Everybody coming together in sport? Tell me you don't want that. I am now taking questions.
Is Captain Falcon canonically part Falcon?
He possesses the spirit of a Falcon.
Okay, what does that mean?
I think it means that he is the perfect champion to be the leader of humanity reuniting with their former animal adversaries.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's not the question I asked. Answer the question I asked. What does having a spirit of a falcon mean?
I don't know. He's got the spirit of a falcon. Don't question it so much.
No! No! You don't get to say that, though! Your whole theory, the linchpin of your whole theory, of the whole
the best part of humanity.
Oh no, hold on,
alien.
let me finish.
Yeah.
Your whole linchpin in the reunification of animality, and alienality, and humanality is Captain Falcon being part animal.
I'm not saying he's actually
You said he was
literally
part animal.
Genetically animal, but he does carry the spirit of animality. You know,
no, the problem here is not that was the linchpin.
Yeah.
The problem here is that
that's not the linchpin. That's the conclusion.
Your entire story is linchpins. There's nothing but linchpin in this story.
Yeah, and every Nintendo character is important. And yeah, I couldn't figure out a way to figure it out.
So many points of failure.
Go over one.
Captain Falcon being part animal.
I'm not saying he's like genetically animal. I'm saying he's the perfect champion for a society that values.
Go back to Blaziken.
100 base power, 100 accuracy. That's a fire type earthquake. Anyway, continue.
Oh, I really don't like. So, okay, so your own admission is that
Nathan, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm saying he's the perfect champion for a society where humans and animals are working together.
Like
you exhausted me.
Okay, so on Shiverstar, we know Shiverstar's a dead planet.
It's not dead. There are like animals and robots.
No, it's
just going through an ice age.
okay.
Which that happens on our planet all the time. From a from a planetary science standpoint.
So to frame this like a debate case, and I know we're over. We're gonna end in a moment. So you have given me your argument.
Yeah.
You have given me like a link card.
Yeah.
But you haven't given me any sublinks, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying this leads to this, but you're not telling me how it leads to this.
Well,
I
again,
know
they're
part
not-
of the reason is that there wasn't enough time. But what I'm saying is those links are real damn flawed.
I don't even think that's necessarily true. I'm just
think
saying we're not seeing the things between.
Well-
It does require some reading between the lines. I will
Yes.
grant that.
Well,
in
my
And it's part of it is maybe just those links haven't been fleshed out yet. Nintendo has a long future ahead of it.
Yeah, but you're positing something. You're positing us to go on belief of this, of certain things that don't match up with how our world works. And I understand that your answer is, yeah, they're video games, hand wave that away.
Well, we
But I'm
just know that
saying-
magic exists in this universe.
Yes, but magic existing in this universe doesn't mean that anthropology doesn't.
I'm not saying that it doesn't necessarily.
And what I'm saying is that like on a surface level there has a potential to be something there. But you get below surface level, I don't know, like any below surface
Now,
level.
you keep saying that, there's like no anthropological evidence.
Yeah.
And that's just saying we're not seeing it. There's not an archaeology Nintendo.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that yes, there actually is Captain Toad, but
He's not an archaeologist, he's a treasure hunter.
okay, whatever.
He's looking for power stars, not, what was humanity like 4,000 years ago.
But what I'm saying is that, because it is a video game and those bones aren't there, you can't posit that as, fact.
You're right. I'm not saying this is definitively what happening is. I think there's a possibility that they might be telling one interconnected story. Here's the story between the lines.
Okay, but my thing about that is, no, they're not, because I don't think they meant to.
Oh, yeah. Non-diegetically here.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they're not actually, but there are just enough links there that, this is plausible, right?
Well, and a lot of your links are, hey, I worked on both of these games, I'm throwing a nod, because I worked on both
and
of
who's
these
not
games.
saying that in that universe that's a connection between the two franchises?
What I'm saying is I think you're pushing that further than it is.
Yeah, obviously there is some extrapolation. I'm not going to say that that's not true. I'm saying it's plausible, right?
I'm saying I don't really think so. But okay, we're done. We've gone too far over.
Rusty hasn't opined.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's plausible. I'm going to say it's not impossible.
I don't think I missed up anything.
It's not anything approaching plausible.
Okay.
I mean, did I say anything wrong?
Yeah. But I'm not going back on Captain Falcon now. Okay, so guys, this was a really fun stream. Thank you so much for showing up. Those that chatted.
Thank you.
We will talk about this next game.
Oh, damn it. Okay, so join us tomorrow for
More of this conversation if I have any say about it.
Join us tomorrow for Mass Effect 3, where we talk about that and not any of this bullshit.
No. We can save it for the next Pokemon stream.
And then join us back on Sunday for No Man's Sky.
Yeah. In the week off, if you have any questions on this timeline, and I think it is a timeline, I am very welcome to criticism there.
No, there will be criticism.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's specifically to my co-hosts here. I want you to sit and think about this and come to me with any questions you have.
I don't really want to think about this. Okay. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for stopping in. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.